Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a video showing my entire Kinks singles collection. This is a huge update from my original video, and I have now officially got every Kinks single, all the official ones, anyway, because there's been loads of reissues, but I've got all the original singles now, so I'm very pleased to have a full set after collecting for so long. I'm gonna split this collection into three videos, showing the sort of three different decades: the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s singles. Anyway, here's the original Pie singles. So we'll start with the very first single, Long Tall Sally. This is quite a beaten up label, as you can see. It's got a lot of damage on there, but this is a hard single to get, so I think just to have 8 copies worth it. Backed with I Took My Baby Home. Not a brilliant first single, if I'm honest. Although that takes us on to the second single, which is the famous, or rather not famous, You Still Want Me. This is by a long way the hardest Kinks single to collect. Rumoured to have only sold 127 copies when originally released. I don't really think that's the case, because you do see them on from time to time. But I think this has to be pretty much the rarest single I've got in my entire vinyl collection, so I'm looking after this one, definitely. But this one and Long Tall Sally were both flops, so that's why they didn't chart, and but therefore never really heard of. And that's Back With You, Do Something To Me. Two good songs, to be honest. Now to the famous one that got them started, You Really Got Me. Brilliant song. And it was also their first #1 hit. That's backed with It's Alright. Next is All Day and All of the Night, which is a very similar formula to the You Really Got Me. It's a very similar type of song, but still, it's a brilliant song, and it's got to #2. And that's backed with I Got to Move. Now, as you may be able to tell, this isn't entirely a first issue because it's a solid centre, so probably dates from the late 60s pressing, or mid 60s, but yeah, most of them have push-out centres on the originals. You can get some with solid centres, I've seen, so I'm not sure. Anyway, and now on to Tired of Waiting For You, their second #1, also a brilliant song. As you can see, by this point the Pie label has changed. It's still the same plum colour, but the layout's changed. This happens about 1964, 1965. And this is backed with Come On Now, which is sung by Dave Davies, who often gets the B-sides on Kinks records and very rarely the single. Next is Everybody's Gonna Be Happy, which didn't get as high as its predecessors, but I think got to #18, something like that. So it was still quite good. And to be honest, I think this is a really good song. This one has a push-out centre, and it's backed with Who'll Be the Next in Line. I think in America, for some reason, they released this song as the A-side, and Everybody's Gonna Be Happy as the B-side, which I'm not too sure why they did that, to be honest, but oh well. This is an EP, King Size Session. I haven't got all the EPs, but I've got a couple, which I'll show them anyway. This is just something that was rushed out after the success of You Really Got Me and All Day and All of the Night, just to make money, I think. And the cover's quite nice on it. The vinyl's not too good, but it's playable. Yeah, these are just 4 box standard songs. They aren't bad songs, don't get me wrong. Louis Louis, great song, but yeah, it's not really anything special. I'll show you the label on it. This is on the slightly older Pie label. And here's the next EP, Quiet Kinks. This EP I think has better material on it. Wait Till the Summer Comes Along. That's an early Dave Davies song, and a lesser known one, Such a Shame. A Well Respected Man, Don't You Fret. Don't You Fret's a good song, but I'd say Well Respected Man is probably the best song and the most famous song out of the 4, and it advertises other Kinks EPs down there. This EP is on the the later Red Pie label. And now on to another great single, which is Set Me Free. And that's backed with I Need You. And no, it's not the same one as the Beatles. It is a good song though. Next up is See My Friend. I always found it funny that these two singles were released like one after the other, and it's got exactly the same initials: Set Me Free, See My Friend. I don't know if that's any relation or something Ray Davies had going on, but anyway, this is another good song, and that's backed with Never Met a Girl Like You Before. Till the End of the Day, which is one of my favourite 60s Kinks songs. This is another solid second copy. And this is backed with Where Have All the Good Times Gone, which is quite a famous Kinks song in its own right, actually. Dedicated Follower of Fashion, another big hit for them. Solid centre. This was one of my first Red Pie Kinks singles, I think. And that's back with Sitting on My Sofa. Next is Sunny Afternoon, their third and surprisingly final number one, even though they'd go for another 30 years after this was released. Sunny Afternoon, a great song, one of their most recognisable ones, and that's backed with I'm Not Like Everybody Else, written by Ray Davies but sung by Dave Davies. I think this is one of the Kinks' best B-sides ever. Now we have Dead End Street. You can get two different versions of this, which I'll show you. I know this is a solid centre one, but that's not the difference I'm going to point out. As you can see, Dead End is all one word on this copy, whereas on this copy, Dead End is split into two words. Neither of these copies are rare, you know, there's just two different variations you can get. I'm guessing the joined version Dead End was probably the earlier one, and they just corrected the mistake afterwards. And now on to Death of a Clown, which has to be Dave Davies' biggest hit ever. It's also, I think, his best song. This copy's just had the centre pushed out and the insert shoved in there. And as you can see, it's co-written by Ray Davies. And the B-side to this one is Love Me Till the Sun Shines. Both tracks appear on Something Else by the Kinks. And that's a very good B-side, actually, which was written by Dave, so I've got to give him credit for that. Waterloo Sunset, quite possibly the Kinks' most recognisable song, and one of the very, very best. This is a solid centre copy. What can I say, you know, brilliant song. If you haven't heard it, then I would strongly advise you do. Backed with Act Nice and Gentle. Autumn Almanac, solid centre prison. Also a very well known Kinks song. And that is backed with Mr. Pleasant, which is a very good B-side. Another Dave Davies single, which did alright, Susanna's Still Alive. Now there are quite a few versions of this. There's this version here. Yeah, it's backed with Funny Face, by the way. This is actually just a duplicate version of that, so nothing too special there. And after this, you'll be able to see the next version of that, because I've just got these together. This is Autumn Almanac again, except this is on the Blue Pie label, because they changed over sort of towards the late 60s, and that's also back with Mr. Pleasant. And here is the Susanna's Still Alive next variation. This is on the Temporary Pie label, which is what it was called for some reason. That's still got the same B-side. I forgot to mention, there is actually one version I need of Susanna's Still Alive, if you want to be all technical, and that's you can get it on this label here as well. But yeah, Another Dave Davies song, Lincoln County. This is a slightly rarer single, and that's backed with There Is No Life Without Love, which crops up on the Great Lost Kinks album. Wonder Boy, 1968. Back to the Kinks now. Back with Polly, which is a unusual but good song. One of my favourite Kinks songs, Days. Soul Centre, Present. Love that. That's backed with She's Got Everything, which is a good B-side as well. Now here's the single Plastic Man, which was stupidly banned by the BBC in the 1960s because they mentioned that Plastic Man had a plastic bum. I mean, that's just pathetic, to be honest. Completely pathetic. But anyway, here it is in all its glory. Plastic Man, backed with King Kong. Good B-side. This is a great song from Arthur, the album, called Shangri-La. It's a long song. It's about 5 or 6 minutes long, I think, but it is a really good song. That's backed with This Man He Weeps Tonight. Good song, written and sung by Dave Davies. This is Drivin', also from Arthur, Soul Centre, and that is backed with Mindless Child of Motherhood, another Dave Davies song. Here is Victoria. This is a slightly more well-known song from the album. And again, that's a Soul Centre. And that's backed with Mr. Churchill Says. The singles from the Arthur album seem to be fairly difficult to get, so I was quite happy to get those. Now, everyone should know this one. This is Lola, the highly controversial song, but the extremely great song. And that is backed with Barkley Muse. This is on the Blue Pie label at this point. Now this is actually a promo. We're into the 70s now, by the way, but it's still on the Blue Pie label. This is 8 Man, another famous song. These are both from the Lola album, and this is a advanced promotion copy on the Yellow Pie label, and that's backed with Rats, written and sung by Dave Davies. And here's the ordinary single version of that same one, 8 Man, on the Blue Pie label, and Rats. Here we have another promo. This is a promo of the Percy maxi single / EP. I always like to think of it as an EP because it's got 4 tracks on. These are 4 great songs from the Percy album, which is largely instrumentals, but it does have some songs. And this was the soundtrack to the film. God's Children, The Way Love Used to Be, definitely the 2 best songs. And Moments and Dreams on the other side. And here we have the proper EP itself. It's got the picture cover here. And apparently this film is all about the man who got the very first penis transplant, which is interesting. Not that I've ever seen the film, but you know. And that's, of course, on the good old Blue Pie label. And finally, the Mini Monster EP, which was the very last 45 released on Pie for them, or at least on this type of pie. It's got a little dinosaur there. Just 4 of the hits: You Really Got Me, Set Me Free, Wonder Boy, and for some reason Long Tall Shortly, which is an album track from the first album. Right, I hope you enjoyed part 1 of this video. Part 2 will show all of the 70 singles. I'll film that shortly, and I'll see you next time.